it's Destiny, and today I'm going to be testing out Yaoguang WITHOUT Sparxie, and we will be featuring Archer for today's video. And before we get into today's video, I'd love to know if you are considering pulling on Yaoguang, if you're considering Sparxie, or any of the reruns. Lastly, if you'd like to see more Star Rail content from me, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's showcase, we are going to be using Archer, Yaoguang, Sparkle, and then Heng, and our team actually consists of numerous free-to-play 5 stars, being Archer. Sparkle is about to be free with the 5-star selector coming in version 4.0, and then we also have Heng. So I'm super excited to try them out here with Yaoguang, and this is going to be very fun in my opinion, so let's just get straight into it. Alrighty, Yaoguang is going to start off by using her skill here since we use her technique, and so will Heng. Now what we're going to do immediately going into this showcase is just using Heng's basic attack, following up with his ultimate. And Archer will also be able to unleash his follow-up attacks onto these enemies here. And boom, there we go. We were also able to enhance Soul Dragon, which is awesome. And now with Yaoguang, we will just simply basic attack. Now on Sparkle's turn, I am going to use her ultimate here. The reason I'm doing this is so that we can actually store overflow skill points, which if we take a look, Sparkle is currently storing 6 skill points as I mentioned after an ally's turn ends. If the current skill points are not at a maximum, immediately recover skill points for the team. So now what we will do is advance forward Archer here. What we're also going to do is use Yaoguang's ultimate, which will allow us to trigger Aha Instant. There we go. And we'll also be able to refund a skill point by doing this. So now if we take a look, Sparkle still has her 6 skill points. Now what we're going to do with Archer is just start spamming our skill. Boom! And wha-bam! We're just going to keep going here with Archer. Now what we can do is use his ultimate here on this, I think it's a chicken. Would you all consider this a chicken? What is this? I guess it is a pretty cool looking chicken. Now with Archer, boom! And now Soul Dragon will come in, and now Archer will come in as follow-up. And as you can see, Sparkle just restored all of those skill points for us. So now with Heng, we will just basic attack. Archer will come in with the follow-up, and Aha Instant here will trigger. And boom! Now we're just going to basic attack on this enemy right here. With Sparkle, we will just advance forward Archer, and now we're just going to focus on the chicken with his cool looking suit. And boom! Now we're just going to stop here with Archer, there we go. And now we will get attacked, which is fine. Archer is now going to be in the subfield, and we will just use one of his skills like so, boom! Alrighty, now Aha Instant will kick in. And wha-bam! And now with Yaoguang, we will have to use her skill. With Sparkle here, we can advance forward Archer, and we can also take advantage of Sparkle's skill right here. There we go. With Heng, I will just basic attack and then also follow up here with Heng's ultimate. Boom! Alrighty, and now we will spam our skill here with Archer. The first skill, there we go. Now with Archer, we'll just use his ultimate. And boom! Now another skill. And another skill. And now we're out of the zone there, and now we can just continuously use Archer's skill here. And now Aha Instant, and this will also result in Archer being able to take advantage of his follow-up once again. Boom! Now comes in Soul Dragon, another follow-up. Yaoguang can just basic attack, and now with Sparkle we can advance forward Archer. We're gonna go right back to using our skills here. There we go. And now the ultimate. Boom! Alright, now Soul Dragon, Archer follow-up, another Archer follow-up, and now what we can do is use our ultimate here with Heng. And now what we could do with Yaoguang is use her ultimate, which will result in 2 instances of Aha Instant. Since we're about to have one here, and then we're going to have another one right after. All right, another aha instant, and boom. All right, now we're on to the second HP bar. We're gonna take Archer right back into the subfield here, and we're just gonna use our skills. There we go. Soul Dragon will come in. And now we will take a bit of damage, but this is fine. And with Sparkle, advance forward, as well as use her ultimate here. So more skill points. And more Archer skills. And boom! Now with Archer, we can just use his ultimate. And now we can use his skill once again. Alrighty, now Soul Dragon will come in, another follow-up from Archer here, and we will just attack the TV. With Dan Heng, another ultimate, boom! I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to do this in a one cycle, but granted, majority of the characters here also do not have a signature light cone either. We should still be able to get a pretty nice clear here. With Yao Guang, we will just skill. And now with Sparkle, what we can do is just advance forward Archer. What's a little unfortunate here though is I don't really have many skill points to work with, so it does kind of look like we will have to go into the next cycle, unfortunately. Boom, there we go. We got rid of one of them. Yao Guang, please help us out. Please beat them. Boom. Okay, there we go. And now Archer is back, but Archer is all the way down here, unfortunately. Okay, aha instant time. Wabam. Now time for Dan Heng basic attack, and now the turbulence will kick in. Now we can just advance forward Archer, and we can just spam our skill here. And there we go, boom. And we also have our ultimate. I don't think this is going to be enough damage to defeat the Sparxie here, but it still will be able to deal a nice chunk. Oh my gosh, his ultimate is just so freaking cool. Well, bam! Okay, 16%. I think Yao Guang can probably do this for us. Aha instant time. And boom! Okay, we have another aha instant coming up. And real quick, something I also want to show is that whenever we have certified banger here on Yao Guang, it mentions after an ally uses their attack, we will trigger Great Boon, which will deal one additional instance of minor elation damage of the corresponding type to a random enemy. So each time Archer was using his skill, he was able to take advantage of this Great Boon effect. As it mentions, if the attack consumes skill points, this effect will also trigger one extra time. And now if we basic attack here with Dan Heng, we take a look at the numbers. There we go, and then we had that little bit of elation damage. And now aha instant will kick in, and I believe we should be able to clear here just fine. And even so, we still had Sparkle at the end of this cycle here, so we could have advanced forward, and we were about to get her ultimate too. And boom, there we go. So pretty nice stuff there with Yao Guang. I love that she's able to assist with regenerating skill points for the team due to her being able to get back one skill point for the team whenever she uses her elation skill. Real quick, let's also look over the builds for today. So here is Archer. He is using his signature light cone, but here are some alternatives that you can consider using. Trace is maxed out, relics we're using Ruin Arena, and then Genius a Brilliant Stars. For his Eidolons, he is completely E0. I've not activated any of these, as you all can see. And for those that did pull E1 Archer, that is also incredibly powerful with a team like this as well. Now we have Yao Guang, and here she is. We are using Mushy Shroomies Adventures on her today, so no signature light cone. This option will be really nice for Yao Guang if you do decide to pull her, as this option can increase her elation, and then when she uses an elation skill, increases elation damage taken by all enemies by 10% for 2 turns. So this is a really nice option on her. Trace is maxed out, relics we're using Lushaka, and then Diviner of Distant Reach. And for her Eidolon, she is completely E0. Now we have Sparkle. Once again, Sparkle will be free in version 4.0 to pick from these selectors. So if you do not already have Sparkle, I would highly recommend you consider to pick her up, especially if you also have Archer, if you also have Dan Heng. You can make a pretty nice free-to-play friendly team, since in the slot of Yao Guang, if you wanted to go completely free-to-play friendly, you could also consider a character like Remembrance Trailblazer here, but I did want to showcase Yao Guang for today. Base is maxed out, relics we're using Lushaka and Ordeal, and she is also E0. Now we have Dan Heng. We're using On the Fall of an Aeon, faces maxed out, relics, Lushaka, and the Self-Enshrouded set. And for his Eidolons, he is also completely E0. So when it comes to the benefits that Yao Guang is going to be able to provide for Archer specifically, let's take a look at that. So when Yao Guang uses her ultimate, she will be able to increase all allies ult type res pen by 20%, so every team member can take advantage of this to deal more damage onto enemies. Yao Guang will also be able to recover one skill point for the team after using her Elation skill, so whenever Aha instant occurs, that is when Yao Guang will be able to use her Elation skill, resulting in us recovering one skill point for the team. And this is very useful just for Archer being able to take advantage of this to spam his skill. And then we also have her Elation skill itself, which will inflict Woe's Whisper on all enemies for 3 turns. Enemies under this state will take 16% increased damage, so essentially a vulnerability debuff. The entire team can take advantage of this as well to deal more damage onto enemies. And then we also mentioned the Great Boon effect, which this results in Archer being able to take advantage of this to be able to deal additional damage. So if we take a look real quick, let's just go back into the showcase, and I'm going to just play it in normal speed so we can take a look at Archer spamming his skill and then the Elation damage also triggering as a result. So what we're gonna do is just speed this up here. All right, now if we take a look, Yao Guang does have certified banger, so we can take advantage of the Great Boon effect. And now let's just use our skill here with Archer. And boom, and there's the additional Elation damage there. If we use the skill again, we have the Elation damage proccing, as you all can see. We keep getting that extra bit of Elation damage now. Even when we use the ultimate here, for instance, we can take a look at Archer's ultimate. We had some Elation damage there, and now once again, boom, and more Elation damage. So Archer can nicely take advantage of this in order to deal more damage overall to enemies, so I did just want to show that off as well. And overall, I had a lot of fun with today's team. Yao Guang is also such a pretty character, so I definitely wanted to try her out with a non-Elation team, which you definitely can use her here with Archer. I think it is a fun option. I did also test this out with signature light cones just to see how the performance might differ, which if you did have some more signatures on a team like this, then the cycle count can definitely reduce. So while we took a 2 cycle today, if you did have, let's say, multiple signatures on your characters, then this can result in you clearing even faster. But I did just want to show this team off with majority of these characters with no signature light cone, just to get an idea of if you only had these characters, how would this team do? Even with Yao Guang herself, no signature light cone, same with Sparkle, and same with Dan Heng. The only one who has it here is Archer. But yeah, that'll be all for today's video. I hope you all did enjoy. Let me know if you're excited for Sparxie, Yao Guang, or even the reruns. And also, if you did enjoy, do make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.